Good evening. It is 6:01. I'd like to call to order the Board of Selectmen meeting. First, we'll do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First, I'd like to do the citizens' comments.
Really, is there time for a question?
You can, a question is now, so,
Well, I just wonder where we stand on some of these projects.
projects for
Ogden, the bridge,
the bridge.
the chip seal on Chippewa that didn't happen last year.
We are with the bridge, that's going to start probably around second week of April. So they'll be starting to do that then. Congdon Road, where they're still trying to design it and get all that done. So, and the chip seal, that's gonna probably happen sometime this early spring. So that's
Still in the budget,
still in the budget, I believe. So,
and just where they sealed all the cracks in the road
yeah, they'll be out there doing that.
and more have opened up since,
Right.
and it's like running the minefield.
Yep, we've already talked about it with Public Works and, we'll be taking care of the frost heaves and all that.
Well, not much that as the sealant they put in all those cracks.
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay. I will talk to them and we will figure out, make sure it is right, so.
We can get update on that next meeting with,
Sure,
approximate dates.
sure.
And excuse me if you don't mind me asking, when you say bridge, what, is that the one on Forge Hill?
Forge Hill,
And that's supposed to start,
second week of April.
and that's gonna be closed down for a while?
It's, they're gonna make another, way around it, so. You gotta
Okay.
use it, I think, I'm not sure if it's gonna be one way now at first,
Yep.
so, but
They're putting a temporary one.
put a temporary.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is temporary.
And the only reason I asked is Friends of Patchogue is, the Enduro Trail
Yep,
goes as part of that.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
sure I'll get 1,000 questions.
right, you're gonna get a
What's going
thousand
on?
questions about that too.
So,
Yep,
But.
Oh, well, hang on, with the
how
bridge
long was the
project,
race?
we have more information on that coming up later on the
Yep.
agenda.
okay,
What's how long do they project that project to go?
I have that here and,
August 27th.
To finish?
Yep, August 2027.
Oh, 2027.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you how you.
No, not August 27th. Yeah, no, August
Oh, that's
2027.
quite a lengthy project.
right. So, a lot of it, lots going into it, so.
Well, yeah, I understand that. But
We'll see if we get more information on that.
Yeah, we'll have more information definitely next time on that. Right, let's, do the approval of minutes from,
I've read the meeting minutes for the dates listed, which I lost track of here.
2, 4,
4
2,
and 3, 4.
and 2,
There we go. Yep, 2, 4, and 3, 4. I make a motion that the meeting minutes be approved as written.
Okay, we have a third one too.
Yeah, it's 2,
3,
10.
Oh, and 210. Yeah. There were 3 of them.
So,
Yes. So all 3, the motion is for all 3 meeting minutes.
all in favor?
Aye.
Additions to the agenda,
I have nothing.
correspondence and announcements.
I've got nothing. Do you have? Okay.
All right, Public Works report. We're hiring a public works person for part-time work. One of the workers left, one of the full-timers. So we are looking for somebody to come in part-time to help the guys for now. And maybe sometime in the future it'll be full-time, we'll see. So,
Who left?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
okay, so I have some stuff on the bridge over here from Public Works.
Oh, did you want to do If you're cleaning and being well,
The,
you get appreciation to DPW, pretty hard working and free cleaning and being well.
the appreciation of the public works and their hard work this winter. They did a lot of good work. They did hours and hours. Sometimes they didn't go home for days. So I just wanna put it out there that they really worked this winter, and hopefully it's over, but you never know.
You never know.
So you never know. They were doing some tree clearing on James Road yesterday and today, so they're gonna start doing it sporadically in the town. All right, local traffic authority. This is where the bridge comes in. So they're gonna, looks like they're gonna start in early April, which is probably about the second week of April. It's gonna be Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30, normal working hours. Saturday, contractors need to request a running and obtain approval from the town engineer. Sundays, no work's allowed. So the contractor will not be allowed to perform any work that will interfere with existing traffic operations on Monday through Friday between 6 and 9 a.m. and between 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock, mostly for the buses and all that. So Saturday and Sunday between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. and state observed holidays 10 each. Well, I don't know. And we're gonna have the finance director's report.
Yeah, so, we are in the thick of it for budget preparation for fiscal year 26-27. We did receive some information on the governor's proposed budget, for fiscal year 27. It does include a reduction, which we've had in previous years, a reduction, for $65,875, but there's also an addition of a new line item for supplemental shared revenue. And that amount is for 60,000. So the net reduction is really only about $5,875. So no worries on that. We've been meeting with boards and departments and commissions. They've begun submitting their budgets. We gave a deadline of March 10th. They're all pretty close. And we're continuing to meet with those that haven't submitted their proposed budgets yet. I'm closely monitoring our end of year balances, creating estimates for, some things that we couldn't necessarily have estimated, like snow removal. No one guessed how much we would need for snow removal this year. So working on what we expect to expend through the end of the fiscal year and preparing those numbers for next year. And just so everyone can kind of get it on the calendar, there's an informational meeting like we have every year on the Board of Selectmen's proposed budget. That's going to be here on April 28th. And then we have reserved the school gymnasium for the town meeting, which will be on May 26th this year. And just my last note, the audit for fiscal year 25 is finally complete. We're reviewing the drafts in preparation for our final reports.
Thank you. Now the treasury report.
Hi, folks. I passed out some papers up there, for you guys to take a look at. Just gonna hit the highlights. So let's see. This is March, so we're looking at February's numbers. So, and I did take, Sue's recommendation, that change it up a little bit here. So February of 2026 was $13,016 for this February. Year to date, that brings us to $84,491. If we compare that to last year, at the same time for February, $11,029 was at the month, so a little bit more this year. Year to date, last year was higher, it was 98,107, and we'll touch back down on another report. Centerville, breakdown at Centerville, we're looking at about $7,860 this month. Centerville, we started transitioning to Centerville January, February of last year. So we didn't have any real money with them at that point in time. I did put a little note inside there that we earned $8 at Citizens Bank. Now part of that was I had moved some monies up to Connecticut Stiff in anticipation and just to kind of draw that down. And we also had to fund the new accounts. And as you'll see, the reports the next couple of months, we were running 2 checking accounts for a lot of different functions. As we were stop depositing and running checks against the citizens account, we were funding that and depositing stuff into the Centerville account. So it took us a little while, pretty much to the end of May, before we kind of got that done. Okay. So you're gonna hear me say that same story for like the next 3 months, so I apologize. Let's see, so year to date at Centerville is 28,483. Stiff, and I didn't compare, on the Stiff, I didn't compare it to the prior year, only because sometimes you're not comparing apples to apples to look at those items. But it was 5157 for the month, 5808 inside the year, a year to date for this year. And let's see, I'm gonna stay on this page. So Federal Market Committee, so that's who's setting short-term interest rates, overnight funds. And their next meeting is on St. Patrick's Day. That'll be a memorable one, I'm sure. They meet on the 17th and the 18th, about 2 o'clock, they come out and they'll tell us what they did to short-term rates. The consensus, surprisingly, with everything that's kind of happened in the sense of in the Middle East, with the jobs report for February that just was issued, where there was $92,000 less jobs in that span of time. So you've got, you know, some conflicting items in regards to what they're going to do with rates on that. At this point, they're still anticipating 2 later this year. We'll see how that shapes up. Depending on where those rates go, that will affect the interest that we earn. Next page inside the report that you're looking at is part of what we're doing with this program called Cedars. It's through Centerville Bank, and what happens is it allows us to make sure all of our funds that we have there basically are being insured. Okay, so we're able to typically, right now, it's $250,000. Town has more than $250,000, thank God. So we're doing some stuff to make sure those funds are secure. The items that are in green, the top part is for the town, the bottom part is for the transfer station. The items that are in green are.
Are they highlighted?
They're kind of.
Yeah, they're highlighted, they're kind of.
Yeah,
they're-
yeah, yeah, you
they're
can- you
light
can just barely
green,
see
but
them.
They look a little gray down when I
Yeah.
look at it on a printer. Those are accounts that are still open. You can see the dates that they were open, the maturity date, what the interest rate is, and what the amount of those items are. So it's a chunk of change that's sitting up there. And then below is the transfer station. And then on the last page, we talked a little about this last time. As to what the rates were, and Finance Director Crystal S. She went back and did I only had gone back to, I think, fiscal year 2021 for last time report. Crystal gave me some additional information, so I completed going back to 2011, 2012. Excuse me. So you can kind of see most of those years what the interest rates were, or what the interest that was earned for those different products. You know, most of them pretty light, with the exception being 2018, 2019. There were some CDs that were put in place that came due. And shortly thereafter, we had this thing called a pandemic, and we all the history books someday.
Yeah.
And not knowing where some of those rates are, the prior treasurer let those CDs mature and just put it inside the general fund, and they weren't paying much for anything. So that's kind of where we where we are, for all that fun stuff. And if you have questions, I'll try to take them and answer them now, or I'll get back to you,
Not a question, more just a statement about, this is one of the things that I've been asking about over the past several months, year or so, is trying to put this exact thing together so that for the town meeting, we can show
Right.
that this is what the town's been doing with its money to earn interest, to try and offset the mill rate. And this is gorgeous. This is exactly what I was hoping we would be able to put together long-term.
Yeah.
So, because this right here, this is one slide.
Right.
For the town meeting to show exactly,
Right.
you know, what we've done over the past 4 years and what we will continue to do to, you know, keep the mill rate down. So,
well, and the other thing is, some of it, what kind of. Why, when I went 98, rates have been coming down, so that's part of it. But one of the statements was 98,000 and change February of last year, and it was 4,000 and change this year, so it's down like 14,000. Well, a couple things is there. One is we've used to offset some mill rate increases the last couple of years. We've taken money out of fund balance, okay? Which means we can't earn interest on that money. We reduced our taxes, and that's fine. I'm not saying we shouldn't do that, but if you don't have 200,000 or $250,000 earning interest on you, that's part of that reasoning. The other part of it is, and the bigger part was, we didn't pass a budget. So instead of getting tax money starting in July, and a lot of people start paying that money, myself included, after the 15th of July, towards the end of the month, including everyone who was escrowing for their taxes, that money comes in. Instead of getting it in July of this past year, it was a month later. Okay, which means,
that's an entire month of loss.
Right.
yeah, and it's a lot of money. It's it's the interest is at millions of dollars, but the principal that you'd be earning on is a chunk of change, a large chunk of change. On top of that, late notices that Giselle, the tax collector, would send out, that stuff got slowed down by a month. So that whole process, there's a cost of doing that. I'm not saying that it shouldn't have happened or should have happened. I'm not passing judgment on it, but there is a cost for doing that. And that's borne out in the interest revenue that we have.
And that would be another excellent point for the town meeting. What happened last year and the knock-on effect from the delays. So,
All right, thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
All right, next, any old business?
no,
Right, new business, we got some tax refund. There you go. One. Two. Okay, we have Toyota lease trust for $110.46. Connecticut Water Company for $47.86.
I make a motion that all refunds be issued as recommended by the tax collector.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The new business, we have a nickel per net program.
So my name is Betty Jacobs Donahue. I live in the High Top in town. And I'm a member of Friends of Patchogue Forest, and this is Sharon.
By Adele,
Adele.
Friends of Patchogue
Friends of
Forest,
Patchogue Forest.
live in Bristol.
And so we're here to discuss the nickel per nip program that the state of Connecticut has in place, where they have a nip surcharge and distribute funds to each community based on number of nips.
It's based on what they sell at the back of the store.
Right.
And then, okay. So,
So Friends Friends Patchogue Forest does a lot in terms of the community, in terms of litter control and environmental cleaning. So, we're here to request that the town consider donating to Friends Patchogue Forest a portion of that funding.
And and that would be, can you tell us a little bit more about what the funds would be used for in your?
Check, yeah, we asked Griswold too, has hopped on board with us and stuff. And Tracy and probably Skip can probably verify what we do in the different towns. We spend the money on trash bags, grippers, vests. One of the new things we're gonna try to get is some new signs. So when we're on 165 or 201,
All right.
that there's people ahead and stuff like that. We've already talked to the state. If we're on a state road, they said it's fine, we can do that, because they know what we're doing. They're appreciating what we're doing. But we'll spend the money on trash bags and, like I said, grippers and gloves and safety vests and different stuff like that. Stuff is what we use it for. So we're just asking, if we could get a little donation for the Friends of Patchogue. We asked, Griswold gives us $500 and stuff, so that's what we're just gonna reach out to Patchogue State, Friends of Patchogue, or actually Patchogue State Forest borders 6 towns. And Valentine's one of them, Griswold's another, and we've worked hand in hand over the last, we've been in existence now for 7 years, and we work hand in hand with Valentine and Griswold. We try to step up wherever we can, and do whatever we can to help each other, and do
So,
a lot of work in the forest.
yeah, so the past 3 Earth Days, Friends of Patchogue Forest Earth Day cleanup was on Fountain Road,
We've done a lot of different roads,
in the Kinney Road,
Hodge Pond.
Hodge Pond. Last year, we cleaned up from the center of town down Kinney Road, up High Top Road,
Yeah, we went actually all the way to Bethel Road on 165,
right?
was, even though it's part of Griswold. We've done way more than that. And I keep track of, the bags that we pick up. And we do this on Wednesdays. We try to do some of this on Wednesdays we started out with like 3 people helping us pick up we're up to anywhere from 15 to 20. And we don't get them all at the same time, because some people have to work and stuff. But we try to pick, like, if she's gonna help us, we try to go to Valentine and do a road in Valentine, and Jack helping us and stuff too. We've done a lot in Griswold and Valentine are the 2 major ones. But we've worked in Plainfield on Spalding Road and Flat Rock and all the roads and stuff like that. But that's what we end up walking on Wednesdays, and we usually on a Wednesday, we can have anywhere from 25 to 60 bags. And we take them to the town of Griswold, and take them to the town transfer station, and Todd takes us with open arms there to get rid of the trash, stuff that we pick up. And we've called the town in the past, if we, like Hodge Pond, if we see, I'll just use that road, or Shetucket Turnpike, if we see tires got thrown out or something, I was always texting Tracy and say, hey, you got a dump over here, they go pick it up. And so it's just more eyes out in the community and stuff. And from this, I can't tell you exactly how many people, but a lot of people are doing this on their own right now, which is nice. Because we're seeing more and more roads are being cleaner and stuff. But now as people see what we're doing on Wednesdays, they all want to get involved. This was a tough year because we've had a lot of snow this year.
Right.
So obviously we can't do as much as we wanted to.
Oh, we just haven't gotten out yet.
Right, and usually we stop the end of April because of poison ivy starts and stuff like that. But a few of us do it all year long. We'll pick something, it might be on a smaller scale, but we'll go pick up the roadsides and stuff like that and stuff.
So I just want to add, Sharon, thank you, Betty. There's no one else doing this. There are people who are doing it on their own. I have 2 neighbors who are regularly out just walking up and down Shetucket picking up trash. They do it 2 or 3 times a year. You do it more frequently than that. Cub Scouts used to do from Robin Cemetery to the town green the week before the Memorial Day parade, so that we always had a clean route. But as traffic and speed has increased on 165, 2019 is the year that I ended that, because it was no longer safe to have little kids walking the side of the road. It was the last year we did it. I've got a Silverado 1500 that was up on the curb as a blocker, and we had another truck ahead up on the curb moving with the Cub Scouts. and we still had several near misses. Okay,
Mhm.
just due to this doing. So this is very much appreciated, what you do.
Right.
The safety vests, the grabbers,
And we
right,
try
and
to
safety
use-
vests and the trash bags are all absolutely necessary in order for Friends of Patchogue to do what they do.
And we try to use common sense when we're out there and stuff too. We always stay pretty much on one side of the road and then we'll go back on the other side.
Right, and it's a very different scenario when adults are doing it.
Right,
Right.
right.
You're typically more aware than
Right.
little kids, the Cub Scouts, so this is, you're less likely, you're also bigger targets.
Right.
So you're less likely to be hit from that regard as well.
And then usually it's either the weekend before or the weekend after of Earth Day, you know, and we work with Griswold has an Earth Day and everybody meets at the pavilion at Hopeville with the town people and stuff like that. We coordinate with them with all our trucks to go pick up the big bulky stuff from seniors or whoever can't pick up the stuff and get it to the dumps for them and stuff like that and stuff. But we usually try to have hamburgers and hot dogs or something, you know, or coffee in the morning to start people off and stuff like that. But the whole public is all welcome to any of our events.
And we do pick up a lot of nips. This is for the nip reclamation and the number of nips that we pick up, nip bottles.
So you're picking up all,
We're picking up all trash,
Everything.
all trash.
So, and this used to be an unofficial thing with the Cub Scouts. There was always a competition on which kid picked up the most nips. Because that is, year over year, there's another couple of hundred nips alongside the road.
We can find millions of them. up
No,
on
we don't, you
49.
can't redeem them.
Yep.
You can't, it's just
It's
Right.
garbage.
That's part of the program. So the program itself is a deposit that's charged on NIPS, but it's non-refundable. So that's where the fund comes from that they're talking about.
see what I know, I don't drink it.
And Montville, I think, was the first town that started, giving money to the 501c3s or somebody who wanted to get out and start with the community and getting the community involved and cleaning up and stuff like that. So that's where we came up with the idea. So all we can do is ask. If you want to support us, we appreciate it. Right. So.
Do we know how much money we get from the,
you wanna answer that?
We get about 8,000 a year.
And what did we say Griswold got?
32.
32, and they donate 500, so it's totally up to the town. I think the other thing to take into account when you're thinking of Friends of Patchogue is all the other good work that they do in the state forest, supporting tourism in town.
So, you guys throw this on the next agenda, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
And if you
And we'll put
decide
it
to
under
do that,
old
you can
business.
contact me and I can provide you.
I have contact info for both of you, so.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you for putting us on the agenda and our words.
Hmm?
Hmm?
Now, what's it on the old business?
Yeah, well, it'll be on the agenda and then we can discuss that.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Make sure you put Pendleton Hill on your,
You want Pendleton Hill?
it's bad.
agree.
I clean up in front of my house and I'll have 5 bags just in front of my house. And it's beer cans and beer bottles and they're clearly coming into town, throwing out the window.
Or leaving the town.
Yes, yes, hitting them and out on either side when I used to walk here. I was like, oh my word,
And Pendant Hill, which that's all part of 49.
49 South. so-
yeah,
So.
Yeah.
And there's Eva, Eva lives over, I can't think of her last name, top of my head. That her and her son, her daughter was picking up from Green Falls Road, Green Falls Road to 165 intersection at the Y there. Or
Yeah.
whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it. They were doing that for a while and stuff, but, and the state we have a lot of state trucks go by. We know they don't have the personnel to pick up all the roads and stuff, but
Yeah.
we try to span out on wherever we can and what we have for help that day and stuff like that. So,
It's a good thing you do, so.
we wish people wouldn't do it. you
Right.
know,
right?
you know.
I used to get a lot of it when the valves open over here,
Oh,
they come out of there, they just roll them.
I live on Leicester Road in Griswold, from the dog tech, which is Amazon now, to the other end. And I go out, I walk a mile from my house down, and by the time I get back, they've already thrown stuff out.
Mhm.
So,
So,
So I get so annoyed because we be out there cleaning up and then go out the next morning and you see it all over again.
Well, and I think beyond that, it's the drinking and driving, because when you
Yeah.
find a nip bottle, you'll usually find a beer bottle or an energy drink.
Mm.
They go in tandem,
we're
so.
lucky, we find some money sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's from, yeah,
so,
Thank
okay,
you. Thank you.
we'll put it in, the next agenda.
All right,
Thank you.
We'll have an answer for you that night.
All right, thank you.
Joyce Megley to be appointed to the Housing Authority for term April first, 2026 to April first, 2031.
I'll make a motion to approve the reappointment of Joyce to the Housing Authority for the term April 2026 to April 2031.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right, so the last thing, well, not the last thing, but, new business is every year we do the proclamation day of prayer in May. The National Day of Prayer will be held on Thursday, May 7th at the Voluntown Pavilion at 5:30. I have some information on that if anybody wants to see it after. So, well, let me read this. This one I'm reading tonight, well, that's what I'm reading on.
That's what you're reading at the pavilion,
Oh,
so you'll read that whole thing.
Oh.
About this, so it's in-
I have this card here, if somebody wants to check that out when the meeting's over, so that's on that, and, I have to get out to,
To,
for that
for
day,
the proclamation,
yes,
for May 7th.
yes.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the proclamation for the National Day of Prayer on May 7th, 2026.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We all signed this one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Any other business?
No, I have none.
Suggestions for the next meeting?
We've already discussed adding the Friends of Patchogue.
Another patch out, we'll keep up with the bridge.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
thank you.
Yep.
You want to take a look?